Hello, my name is Professor Ken Byrne. I work in the Department of Biological Sciences here at UL, and my research expertise is in carbon sequestration and greenhouse gas emissions in peatland and forest ecosystems. Working on systems that are out there on the land is fascinating because all land use is tremendously diverse across space and time, and trying to ask the right questions and approach research in the way that facilitates capturing something about that and how it's functioning is always challenging and fascinating. Much of the work that I do is then incorporated into the National Greenhouse Gas Inventory and National Climate Policy, and informs how policy is formulated and to respond to these key questions that we have before us right now. We need to know how land use systems contribute to greenhouse gas emissions, not just emissions to the atmosphere, but also the absorption of greenhouse gases like CO2 through photosynthesis, growing forests, for example. So we have to try and develop methods that we can capture all of that and all the ranges of diverse land uses across our 6.5 million odd hectares of land in the country. And information on that is reported every year by the Environmental Protection Agency. So they need numbers about how our land uses are performing in this regard, so that they can be put into our greenhouse gas inventory and estimate, for example, for all our forests, how much carbon do they take up? How much is accumulated in the soil? How much is released? And so we separate out all these phenomena and try and study them so that they can be quantified, and also to understand how these systems may respond to changes in climate, such as milder winters, more rainfall, drier summers, for example, which we have seen in recent years. The biggest challenge is to get people to accept that this is enough people to accept that this is a real and pressing challenge. It's not something that's in the future, it's here, it's now. We have to respond now. It's too late for inactivity. I've been watching this for too long to see that we can continue to vacillate about making decisions. We have to make hard choices now. Of course, that's very difficult, and we have to try and decarbonize our economies and break the link between economic growth, consumption of natural resources, and economic activity. It's an existential question in my mind. In the early stages of my career, sustainability was about sustaining economic production of a product in a land use setting, like timber production from forests. And I was educated towards that. But, as I have grown as a scientist, as I've gotten older, and indeed as the sustainability discussion has matured and broadened, my thinking about that has changed as well. So for me, sustainability is all that is in the UN Sustainable Development Goals, and includes all of those many different actions, things that we need to cover across not just environmental sustainability, but also social and economic. Embracing all aspects of it and trying to achieve a balance between them, even though that is very, very challenging.